March 2002, 13-year-old Millie Dowler is on her way home from school in Walton-on-Thames. She gets off a train with friends, then starts to walk the last half-mile home by herself. She does not return home and is not seen again until her remains are discovered 6 months later in Millie Woods, 20 miles west from where she was last seen. When she doesn't return home, her friends and family are ringing her repeatedly, leaving messages for her to contact home. By the following day, her phone's mailbox is full, so it is no longer possible to leave messages.
At 3:47, Millie phoned home.
She never had credit, so we borrowed one of the boys that was in the cafe, we borrowed his phone.
Hey Dad, it's Millie.
She made a phone call to her dad to tell him that she'd be home late. It's something that we would always do so that they didn't worry.
Yeah, no, I'll be home for tea.
Are you ready? Come on.
Well, my sister arrived and didn't want to wait around at the cafe, so she ushered us out quite quickly.
I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
I said to her, will you be all right walking home on your own? We were all looked after each other, but we live in a nice area. It was broad daylight. She was walking along a main road. Obviously I double-checked with her and the question itself seemed silly. She laughed and just said, don't be ridiculous, I'll be absolutely fine. There was no reason why she shouldn't have been.
So let's look at the timing of these events, okay? Here's the headlines from the 5th of July. So some of the papers have started on the phone hacking, well, they call it a scandal, listening to people's telephone messages. That's what it is. Listening to messages that people have left, okay. Now, we've got the Independent, News of the World hacked Millie Dowler's phone. We've got the Guardian, News of the World hacked Millie Dowler's phone, and I think there's one other. So there's 3 papers there, and it's specifically the Millie Dowler case. Okay, so it's in the media, but it's not blown up quite yet. The following day, on the 6th of July, oh, we now find that the media have hacked. Is it Jessica and Holly, the Soham girls that were murdered, hacked their parents' phones, and this is now in the Express, it's in the Mail, we've got it in the Mirror. The majority of the papers have all got this, and then we find on the 7th, when the story was at its height, it's in all the papers. Oh, and now we've got Madeleine McCann. No, so we've got Millie Dowler, then the Soham, then Madeleine McCann, their parents' phone. To me, this is just trying to pull at people's heartstrings, these stories. They may be true, but I believe that they've been placed in the media at this time for a very specific purpose. And then, on the 8th, this is when the story broke that the News of the World had decided it was going to close because of this so-called scandal. We've got here, Murdoch sacrifices his toxic tabloid to save the empire. Shut in shame, the Daily Express. So this was the first time in newspapers that reported that they were going to close the News of the World. Now, in a story in the Telegraph, this broke late on the 7th, okay, and it says that the News of the World, how soon before the sun on Sunday rises. So they were talking about there's going to be a replacement newspaper called The Sun on Sunday, and this was in our media late, as I say, late on the 7th. So obviously, if you're setting up a new newspaper, you need to buy an internet domain name. You need the domain name for that newspaper, thesunonsunday.com, thesunonsunday.co.uk. Now, if you check the Whois register on the internet as to when those domain names were registered, this is thesunonsunday.co.uk and also thesunonsunday.com. They were registered by News International on the 5th of July. So this is like really before this story had got going in the mainstream media. And I would suggest that if it's registered on the 5th of July, the decision to buy those domain names and launch that replacement newspaper has been made before the 5th of July, before the phone hacking story was even in the media. So I would read from that Murdoch has known that there's going to be this sequence of different people whose phones have been hacked, and then he's going to close that organization. So for me, and it's just my opinion, I believe he's partly orchestrated that story himself.
From a business in Telford in Shropshire that appeared to be offering Millie a job in their business.
Oh yeah, this is the news of the world.
Look, why are they blanking it?
On the 14th of April.
Why are you blank? Look, people!
With the person
They don't want that name coming into it, Robert Kellaway!
We're ringing because we have some interviews starting. Can you call me back? Thank you. Bye-bye. The news of the world got very excited about this.
Fuck!
They thought, right, this is our exclusive. We send half a dozen people up there, we'll find her.
Tell me you see that, people. Show me thumbs up. Show me you saw that.
It looked as if Millie was alive and that she was being offered a job.
Why'd they blank that out? This can only be one reason.
Were obtained by a shadowy network of men and women. If you needed the information and had the money, it seemed anything was possible.
These are a list of probably the best known of the PRs.
Why have you blanked that page?
Or private
Why have you blanked that page?
Hired by the newspapers.
Because of what I pointed out.
Secret or privileged information.
You've got people who've got connections with phone companies, with finding out about cars, DVLA, and then people who, within that network, are phone tappers, specialist tracers who can get hold of all records. They were providing a service which was accepted.
You know why they blanked that out, didn't you? Yeah, that's why. Robert Kellaway. Robert Kellaway. There was the same article that went out, exactly the same, the whole page, the adverts and everything over it, and it said Sarah Arnold there. And I've got it. I've got it. But I've got that, more importantly, what they just blanked out from you. Yeah, there's the actual page. Right. So, That's the man that done it. That's Conrad Brown. That's Robert Kellaway, who should have been on that article that they just blurred off. That's Conrad Brown, the fake Shake's partner. That's Glenn Mulcair. And that is the fake Shake. And they are all in on it together. Yeah, make no mistake about it. Because that is why they just covered that up. Why would you cover up Robert Kellaway's... Why would you cover it up? Because officially, Robert Kellaway says he knew nothing of phone hacking or Millie Dowler's voicemails being accessed. The fucking liar. Know nothing about phone hacking, Robert Kellaway. What's that then? Transcripts of your illegal recordings, the police knew as well. Thank you. Thank you. There's Glenn Mulcair at the bottom there doing my mobile as instructed by Neville Felbeck on the 2nd of the 5th 02. And there's you, Robert Kellaway, on the 2nd of the 5th 02, transcribing your illegal recordings of me and Reese, made by you and Conrad Brown, the fake Shake's partner, all being done at the same time Glenn Mulcair's doing my mobile phone. You are the same crew that done it to Millie Dowler. And you weren't just listening to her voicemail messages, you were phone tapping. And the editor, Greg Miskill, has admitted it, and you heard it.
Listen, I mean, I know the far end of a fart about Millie Dowler, and I know exactly what happened, and I know exactly how the information was gleaned, and I know the workings of what happened after her, well, before and during and after her phone was tapped. It had nothing to do with Surrey police.
Right, so she was phone tapped, and that has never come out, and that has never come out, Greg. Yeah, so she was destroying. You remember you hearing about it? So laptops and loads of paperwork, setting it on fire in a skip and that. Why didn't the police arrest her? Because it was in the police's interest. That's why. Just like it was in the police's interest not to ever let this come out. DS Werrett from Essex Police liaising with Robert Kellaway, who hacked Millie Dowler. DS Werrett is now a Christian pastor called Reverend Eastwood Evan in Southend. And if he's a Christian, I would say come forward and tell the fucking truth about what you know, Werrett. Tell the truth about what you fucking know. Because either you do that, or you're getting arrested, mate. You're getting nicked. I don't care if you're fucking serious crime directorate. Yeah? You're a fraud, fucking lying cunt, cover-up merchant.